Good morning, guys, and welcome to Friday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to what is a fantastic day of racing today. No doubt about that. Should be an excellent day. Of course, Epsom is the main card of the day. A superb card from Epsom. It's Derby weekend technically, but it's all about the fillies today with the Epsom Oaks getting underway. And I do have a little shout for that, but I did mention it yesterday and it hasn't actually changed. So if you're watching today's video, you'll know what that's going to be. But yeah, really looking forward to the card from Epsom. Not just that Group 1 Oaks, but we've also got a number of group races at Epsom today. As well as that, we're looking at racing from Catterick, from Market Raising, we're at Downpatrick and Punchestown in Ireland, and then we're also at Bath and Goodwood this evening here in the UK. So plenty of action for us to get stuck into. Should be a really good Friday. Looking forward to it. As always, if you have got any questions about the day ahead, then please do feel free to get in touch. No problem at all. And yeah, there's plenty of ways for you to get in touch. You can give me an email, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. You can get in touch via Twitter, we're at freeracingtips7. And you can also join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. As well as that, there is a live Q&A session on this video for you to join into if you did want to do that. If you've got any extra tips you'd like for today, if you want my opinion on a certain horse or a certain jockey or something like that for today, or if you've just got any general horse racing betting queries, then please do feel free to get in touch. That's absolutely fine. So before we look ahead to our tips for today, we'll just talk about yesterday. And out of the 4 tips yesterday, just the one winner, but that was a 3-to-1 next best bet winner, which meant the 3 points recommended stakes. This was 9 points in profit. And that ended the day with, despite the premium tip actually falling, Dan Andy was travelling really well and just unseated the rider down the back straight, made a, jumping was absolutely fine, but then just made one mistake, and that can be enough in jumps racing, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a shame because it was travelling really well, and I did fancy Dan Andy to get the win. Was smashed in from 2-to-1 to 5-to-4 as well, but that wasn't to be. So that was a 4-point loss there, which saw us at sort of at 5 points profit for the day. And then the lucky 15 with this 3-to-1 winner. If you go by, I know some of you go with Betfred and treble odds for one winner, but I'll go by the double odds for one winner. It saw a 1.1 point loss at the recommended 2 points for the lucky 15 stakes. So in the end, despite you might just look at it and think, oh, the premium tip lost, there was a couple of other losers, rubbish day. You just have to look at it and assess it. And I'm going to do this every single day now, is actually include for you the points total. I'll do that in the email in the video that will go on the Facebook group and just show you exactly how the day got on. So yesterday, you might think, the premium tip losing makes it for a bad day. That's not the case at all. It's a frustrating one in many ways, but yesterday the day ended with 3.9 points profit. So if you're going by, £10 stakes, and you're looking at £39 profit for that, or £10 per point, even if you were going, a couple of quid per point, you're still going to be about £8 up or something like that. So it was actually a good day, and if we were to hit that every day, I'd be delighted. Profit every day, you can't moan at that. But hopefully we can go that little bit better today and hit both a premium tip and a next best bet winner. That would be superb, especially as they're both at fairly juicy odds today. So, as I said, looks to be a good day. If you've got any questions about any of the tips, feel free to get in touch. Going to be a really busy afternoon of action, but can't wait for that. And the premium tip today, that actually goes in the very first race of the day, which is in the 135 at Epsom. And our tip here is Thistlebird, currently at 3-to-1. Now, this horse was actually the winner of this race last year, so it does have some course and distance form, and none of the other horses in this race do, and I think that could be vital coming into this one. Was actually behind a few of these when last seen at York, but that was the horse's first run of the season, and she's sure to come on an absolute bundle for that, I think. Would have needed that run, and can certainly take this one. She has 6 wins from 17, so certainly has some class, and I think Epsom is the kind of track that really does suit Thistlebird. If you look at the rating, she's top rated by quite some way, and I think 3-to-1 is a bit of a juicy price, to be honest, about Thistlebird. I'd personally have her as a 2-to-1 shot, something like that. And I just think if she manages, I think she'll want to go for a front-running tactics, which is what suits her and what can suit Epsom as well. Could make it a bit of a staying test as well, and I think she's going to be really good at that. If she manages to get in front, which I think she probably will, I can't see too many coming past her, and I think Thistlebird looks to be a really good premium tip, and I really like those odds of 3-to-1, so that's in the 135 at Epsom there. Right, the next best bet of the day, that goes just an hour or so after the premium tip, and we're staying at Epsom in the 245 here, and that's Graphic currently at 3-1. Now, Gregorian is your favourite for this race, and was another one who won this last year, but won it last year after a prep run, and despite the horse clearly had probably been trained for this day, he hasn't had that prep run. And I think that could make a bit of a difference here today. And I'm just siding with Graphic. I think has had 2 runs this season, and one at Doncaster, and then followed that up with a second at Ascot behind the progressive and impressive Ocean Tempest. And I think it will enjoy some good ground today. And race fitness could be absolutely key, especially at a track like Epsom. That's just the way I feel. I can't be backing Gregorian at a fairly short price, I think, for a horse that's having his first run of the season. And I think Graphic looks to be, again, a bit of a juicy price. Also, the jockey bookings can be key, and Ryan Moore is the man on board on this one, and there's no other man you want on board, to be honest. I think he's the best around, no doubt about that. And yeah, Ryan Moore on board could maybe just get a little extra tune out of the horse, and he should go really well today, and looks to be, like I said, a really good next best bet of the day. That's Graphic at 3-1. Right, we do have a, as always, it's however you want to do it. If you want to do it as a lucky 15, we've got 2 horses to add there, and as I say, go 2 points as your total stake for the lucky 15. So it's obviously 4 points for the premium tip, 3 points for the next best bet, and then a total of 2 points for a lucky 15 if you wanted to do that. Although I'd say 2 points, but I'd say never. If you go and buy, say, £10 a point, I'd say never go above the £1 stakes. I would say that. I think, with a lucky 15, I don't think you want to be putting, absolutely loads on it. And if you're going, say, you're going £40 on a premium tip and £30 on a next best bet, I would say then you could look at, just a £15 bet on a lucky 15 would be fine, £1 stakes. But say if you are going, just a £5 per point, and you're going £20 for the premium tip, £15 for the next best bet, then a £10 lucky 15 in total at what that would be around about sort of 84 pence in terms of stakes there to make it. I think that's about right. It might be a bit too much there, but yeah, that's what I'd suggest, making that into a £10 bet. But I'd say very rarely should you really go above the £15 mark on £1 stakes. But the 2 extra horses today, we have Pearl's Asinger. Sorry, I'll do that again. Pearl's Asinger, and that's in the 145 at Catterick at around about the 11-10 mark. And then we also have Bob's Legend in the 340 at Market Raisin. This horse wasn't 9-2 first thing this morning. It's been backed into 4-1 and looks as though it's going to be backed again, and could go off at 7-2, maybe 3-1 for this one. So I would say get that on as soon as possible. But potential returns from £1 stakes, so a £15 bet for this lucky 15, around about the £500 mark, with a bit of money coming for Bob's Legend there. So they're all of today's tips. As I said, if you've got any questions about any of them, please do feel free to get in touch. No problem whatsoever there. The big race today is the 4 o'clock at Epsom, and that's actually where a Little Learner goes today. Now, I'm not, at the moment, Little Learners are sort of going out. They go out to everyone, the Little Learner, and I'm sure as a Gold member you know that. And at the moment, I'm not sort of recommending a point system or anything for that. Actually, as a Gold member, the Little Learner doesn't go on the Gold page or in emails or things like that, just simply because I don't think it's something that the Gold members have really enjoyed or want at the moment, but it is there if for those of you that wanted it. But in terms of sort of recommending points and things like that at the moment, that's not for the Little Learner. So I will tell you Little Learner today because it actually goes in the Oaks. One of my big each way fancies for today just happened to go in the Oaks, and I know many of you want an Oaks tip. So as I said in yesterday's video, I really like the look of Itamar, especially if the ground goes to good. That's been the case. Itamar for the Oaks at 10-1, I think, is a good bet. As I've said many times before, I think this horse won't have a problem with the 1 mile 4 furlong trip. I think some of them there are lots of question marks, but winning over 1 mile 2 could be vital. One of the, I think they say, one of the strongest and the best trials for the Oaks is the 1,000 guineas. This horse came 3rd in the 1,000 guineas, and Lightning Thunder and Miss France, the 2 who finished above her in that race, neither of them are involved in this one. So that's got to be a good sign as well that she came out of the guineas. I think there's question marks over plenty of the other trials forms, but I think Itamar run a bit of a blinder and should improve on that. So that was the first run in England this season, and yeah, should be settled. And I think looks to be just a really good each way bet for the Oaks there. Itamar at 10-1. Right, we'll take a quick look at tomorrow. Of course, in tomorrow's video, we'll really focus on the Derby because we'll know more about the ground and things like that. But just wanted to have a little chat about the Derby today. 6-4 currently you can get on Australia, and if you told someone a couple of weeks ago this would be the price, they'd have probably led you off in a white jacket, I should think. 6-4 the price you can get on Australia. That looks really juicy, to be honest. That looks a great price, especially if the ground stays good. I think a lot of layers have come for Australia, and I think they're anticipating some showers and maybe some good to soft ground, which might even see him withdrawn or perhaps not running at its best. But I think at 6-4 it's got to be worth a little bet at with non-run and no bet in this one. But yeah, 6-4 on Australia does look a really tempting price, to be honest. I wasn't going to go near the horse at 10-11, but 6-4, you double your money and then you half it again. So if you know what I mean, you times your money by what, 2.5 or something like that if Australia comes on top on this one. If it's good ground and if he's at his best, then there's not much that could stop him, I don't think. So yeah, 6-4 does look to be a decent price on Australia. Hopefully not too many of you have backed him a couple of weeks ago at odds on. It is always worth waiting because you do see that in so many anti-post markets where one horse is completely all the flavour, everyone lumps on, and then all of a sudden the price becomes too short, the layers come out, and just before the race the horse drifts, and even if it wins, you find yourself a bit frustrated that you backed it at 4-6 rather than 6-4. So yeah, Australia is leading the way in the market for the Derby, and I've got a bit of an outside, a big outside punt that I'm quite tempted on here. There's just the horse that ticks a few boxes for me in Pinzolo, and this horse was at 66-1 a couple of days ago. It's now currently at 50-1, so not too much money to get it from that, but clearly a little bit of money. The horse runs for Godolphin, and I think it's going to have James Doyle on board after his charge was withdrawn, and has 3 wins from 5 races. I don't think the trip's going to be a problem. It's won over a mile 2 before. Has also won on soft and on good to firm ground, so clearly handles plenty of surfaces, and I think could run himself into a place in. No doubt it needs to be a big step up, moving up to Group 1 company, who knows. But if this does become in many ways a falsely run race, which it could be a sort of good to soft, if someone like Australia did disappoint and a few of the others didn't quite do it, I just think at 50-1 that's a really juicy price, and you don't need to put much on at all to have a potentially very good day there. And if it did run into a place at quarter the odds, it's like finding a 12.5-1 winner, and that's always fantastic. So I would just be tempted by a little bet there on Pinzolo for the Derby tomorrow at 50-1. But it'll be interesting to see if there is any more money coming for this horse, and then maybe the 66-1 earlier in the week we should have all taken a little bit earlier on. But yeah, that's just about it for today's video. I had a quick look at the Derby there. As I say, tomorrow we'll really look ahead to the Derby, and wouldn't be surprised if there's a tip in there, but I'll certainly give you my fancies for the Derby tomorrow. But I think Clerk of the Course of Epsom has said that the main danger could be some showers tomorrow afternoon. So I think we'll all want to check the forecast tomorrow morning, see how the ground runs today, because although it's described as good, the jockeys are the ones that know. They could come out of there and say, look, it's still very much on the soft side of good, and that could be a bit vital there. But yeah, hopefully we can have a really good day today. It's Flutter Friday, the sun's shining. There's not many reasons why we can't bash the bookies today. I think we've got some good tips up for you with some really nice prices. Really hope if the premium tip wins, gets the day off to a flyer and guarantees profit, and then it's just all a bonus from there. That would be fantastic. But as I said, it was actually a decent day yesterday. We delivered nearly 4 points in profit, which you can't really moan at. But let's hope that the premium tip does the business today. But do remember, if it doesn't, which I don't want to think about because I really hope it does, and I'm confident it will. But it's not all about the premium tip. You do sometimes have to look beyond it. And the next best bet winning at maybe sometimes better odds, but 1 less point can be just as good. So yeah, actually, the fact that the next best bet won yesterday actually delivered more of a winnings than the premium tip would have done, just from the way that the odds shaped up. And I think that's always quite something. The premium tip could only ever deliver 8 points, whereas the next best bet delivered 9. So you've got to say that the next best bet was probably the best win in the end. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. It's been a good one. If you've got any questions throughout the day, do Facebook or email me, anything like that. Thank you all for watching today's video. There'll be a really good one tomorrow looking ahead to the Derby, but enjoy racing today. This is what it's all about. Should be a fantastic day, and really looking forward to it. So thanks very much, and I'll speak to you all a little bit later on. Thanks, and bye-bye.